I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations. I will sing of you among the peoples. For great is your love, reaching to the heavens, your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over the earth. Wonderful source. Here we acknowledge the Most High God as the controller of this show. As we react to these types of videos that we shall be seeing together, kindly have it in your back of your mind that our mission is to spread love, peace, honesty, forgiveness, and unity. Hit the like button and kindly react together with me every bit till the end. My friend here is Kasungumo. I am Y311H. Straight out of Africa with lots of good vibes. Let's dive in. Good vibes all the way.
Jesus, the son of an Anunnaki deity. Now, I'm going to break this down in this video. You don't want to miss it. So be sure and follow for more. My name's Cub. I do videos that help people deconstruct and claim their supernatural power back. Jesus revealed exactly who his father was. And one of the clues that we have is in John 1:18, where Jesus says, no one has seen the Father at any time except for the one with unique kinship, aka monogenes. Not talking about genetics, but the actual kinship with the Father. In correlation to the word monogenes that he uses here in the Greek, actually says who he himself is God. And the particular word there is theos. This leading me to understand this as the unity with God. Namaste, the divine in me, recognizing the divine in you, aka when Jesus said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. If you do that which I say, you will be in me and I will be in you, aka the unity of consciousness together. I believe what Jesus was literally saying here is, hey, if you have God realization, that's when you'll get it. It doesn't come through your flesh and blood or your bloodline or the prophets or anything like that. It comes through actual direct God contact. So to answer the question, is Jesus an Anunnaki deity? I did this video almost a year ago at this point talking about this. And at the time, I thought maybe there's a chance that he is an Anunnaki deity or the offspring of Enki or one of these Anunnaki gods. And at this point, I've seen enough evidence within the Bible to understand that I think he was a complete mystic, and I think he was an awakened or anointed human being, not part of any particular bloodline, which again goes against a lot of what we hear about the birth story and all the other efforts to try and tie him to a particular line, rather than just letting him be a person who completely woke up to their God mode. And don't even get me started on Mary Magdalene, the counterpart to the Christ or the Christess in Mary Magdalene, which I'm going to talk about in the next video. So definitely follow for more. Like I said, I'm a big deconstructed channel here. I love talking about this stuff with a hugely open mind, but I would love to know what you think. Does this theory track or am I way off?
To clear up some things we understand are a little bit confusing in your terminology. What's the difference between density and dimension? Yes. Yeah. Dimension is like a continent. Density is like a country on that continent. A dimension can have many density levels. It's just different vibratory levels within that whole dimension. You can cross from one density to another as you cross from one dimension to another, but the dimensions are bigger and contain many levels of density. In the same way that you understand that your physical reality contains many frequencies of light, but they're all in your reality. So your reality is the dimension. The different frequencies of light would be like unto the different densities. Make sense?
So we are in the same dimensions in different densities.
You are going from third density to fourth density, but you're actually already in the fourth dimension. because you have 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time.
Right.
See the difference?
Yes.
But in the 4th dimension, you can actually have a 3rd density and a 4th density.
Do you know why some people age faster than others within the same age group? The reason is that real age is not determined by the date of birth. It is determined by the length of telomeres. Nobel Prize laureate Professor Blackburn studied telomeres and discovered that the cells of our body are constantly replaced by new ones. But the problem is that the number of cell divisions is limited, and the number of these divisions is determined by the length of telomeres. With each cell division, telomeres are damaged, and their length decreases. When they can no longer shorten, the cell cannot divide, and you start to get gray hair, wrinkles, and a weakened immune system. Professor Blackburn studied a group of mothers who had to take care of their children for a long time, over 4 years, and found that the longer and more intense the stress period, the shorter the telomeres, and the faster the aging process. The main factor influencing the length of telomeres is the emotions caused by stress. If the emotion is negative, it directly affects their length. A positive attitude towards problems preserves your youth and health.
Look at this cat here. The cat was there walking, waiting for the good vibes human to ring the doorbell for them, so that they can enter their home. This is interesting, you see? And it is thankful to the human for just ringing the bell for them. Wow, this is wonderful, man. This is great. Good vibes answering in English people. It's very fascinating the type of things you have. I see here every day and I'm surprised. Even these bells at the door, it's just incredible. So from this side of the world, you come at someone's gate and you have to shout there for many minutes until they hear you. And it's good vibes still also, you see? But humans live differently. It's just incredible and wonderful, you see? Recovered footage of newborn extraterrestrial human hybrid. Wow. My friends, you mean these things exist? Where did these people get this footage?
You mentioned we have 8 years left before the big shift. What did you mean by that, since time does not exist? And is it possible that everybody experiences this in a different way depending on their awareness?
Okay, well, the reason I say that is because the Looking Glass 1 and Looking Glass 2 technology, to the best of my knowledge that I can find out, they cannot see anything beyond, I believe it's October of 2030. I do not know the specific date in October, but the machine just goes static after that. Now, what does that mean? Do we jump? Is that when we jump? Does it end? Does the third dimensional holograph, the matrix that we're in, does it end on that date? See, we don't know. We don't know beyond that point the specific timeline that we're on. So I don't know exactly how to interpret that, but that was the point I was trying to make in Shasta, is that we don't know beyond that point. So we have work to do because we don't know. You know, we have to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we have to get it in gear and really start thinking about what it is we want. Now, do I think it all ends? No, I do not. But clearly something changes at that moment, at that time. Something changes. Now, are we going to be victims to the change, or are we going to be the ones that create the change? Pick one. Okay. I would prefer to be the ones that change as opposed to being a victim. Sick and tired of that shit. Aren't you? Aren't you sick and tired of being a victim? I'm just asking. So that's why I brought that up at Shasta.
Anticipated planetary transition, what do you think the A's will, what role do you think the A's will play with the new Earth? And
Well, I know presently,
okay.
I know presently they are mentoring the other groups of non-terrestrials that are here assisting us. They are helping to coordinate actions and moves and responses. And I know the A's themselves are being mentored by another group in 6th and 7th density. So when I told you that everybody is checking each other's work, that's exactly what's happening. Okay, through multiple dimensions, everything is being managed for a very specific outcome. And that outcome benefits everybody, the entire galaxy, especially us. I know that M would love to spend some time on the surface. I know that. We've had those conversations. And if it's him, it would be others as well. Because Earth is glorious. There are very few planets with this type of diversity in life and ecosystem. And it's one thing to take a picture and put it into the holograph, but it's another to actually experience it yourself. Uh, I know that M would love to meet our dolphins. That has been expressed several times over all the years that we've known each other, is that he would really enjoy meeting our dolphins. And I would love to make that happen. I would, So we'll see. We'll see how this works.
Could you please clarify the difference between consciousness and soul? Thank you.
Okay. My perspective is, and from what I've been taught, they are actually one and the same. Consciousness is who you are as a being of light, a aspect of source. Now, what does that actual consciousness look like? Well, it's self-contained. It's an energy grid, a field, a multi-dimensional field of energy that can pass through dimensions and the membranes that separate dimensions at will. The more you fall in dimensions into physical planes, which vibrate slower, the more solidified the soul becomes. But it is still energy. It is still a conscious collective of all that you are since you've left source. Now, you're never disconnected from source, ever. But you are creating your own journey. And everything that you experience, the highs and the lows, all of that goes back to Source. And Source acknowledges the experiences. And what it does is it grows and expands from the knowledge we ourselves experience and share with Source. It's almost as if you move out and you have all these experiences during your life. And when you go home and you sit down and you hug your mother, you tell her everything. And you share all of your experiences, your highs and lows, the emotions, the heartbreaks. You share all of it with your mother. That is exactly what we're doing with Source. We are sharing all of that with Mother. Because in the A's perspective and that of other groups, if we had to apply a gender to Source, it would be feminine. It would be the feminine principle as a gender. So you can look at it that way. Except Mother doesn't judge. Mother doesn't judge. The love is truly unconditional. So there's no need for fear. Ever. Okay? Ever. That was all bullshit we were taught. You know, I'm a jealous God. It was all bullshit. Those were ETs who pretended to be God because they got off on it.
Well, my friends, we should all be honest with one another.
I definitely know a lot of people will be watching this video and going like, it's fake, it's this is fake, this isn't, why hasn't this advanced, why haven't you, why this still pouring the strain, why this still, why, chill. This video reminded me why I started doing what I do in the first place. This is science beyond the science, you know. As you can see, the fire is on the other side. The pot is on the other side, and it's still boiling. Listen, we're taking our science somewhere that you never dreamt it was going to go. Keep following Mikra. You understand what I mean? I'll see you soon.
Oh, my friends, is that a ritual or what's up?
This is a cryptid that's been seen in the United States lately, and that's that it looks like Cro-Magnon man or a Neanderthal. And nobody's really sure what this is,
let's go back inside. Come on.
Been seen several times in North America and throughout.
Oh, what could that creature be, my friends?
Dragons seem to be hot topics right now. Take a look at this new footage that's coming out of Romania. This was captured by a couple of men who were digging a well on their property. What they find looks like a fossilized dragon skull. Could be a dinosaur or something else. But take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Vede-mi, hai. Ia piciorul de pe el. Bă, tu dai seama, bă. Când a fost sfârșitul lumii. S-au făcut piatre pe cal, fii atent. Bă, omul lui Dumnezeu. Dar chiar e calmă, fii atent. S-au petrificat.
This is unbelievable. Oh my god. Do you think this could have been some dragon head? or just another creature with a big head from the past? Oh, my friends, this is crazy. How did this one reach here? Or the dragon was buried? Or they used to live on the ground? Leave your comments.
Have you guys ever seen something like this, y'all? Check this out. This was taken off of the coast of Florida. This is in the Gulf. You see, we've been getting some weird weather patterns in Florida, and I'm sure everywhere else. And I like to look at the radar map to see what's going on. Now, this was sent to me after some weird weather was experienced in the Cape Coral Bradenton area, y'all. And do you see what's forming off of this? Have y'all seen this before? What is that? Now, the green is rain, but what is this red that's enveloping in it? It's like some type of energy, some chi. That's crazy. It might be some severe rain because over here has the red in it, but why? How is that, y'all? And it's traveling over onto the land, and there is no hurricane warning or anything like that. And then today we're experiencing in the northern part of Florida. There's so many lightning strikes going on. We have a tornado warning here, y'all. Thunder is going crazy. And I feel like this is a repeat of last week because this just happened in Florida. We experienced like 4,000 lightning strikes within 15 minutes. As you can see over here, y'all, 4,000 lightning strikes in just 15 minutes. And it just happened over here. I'm telling y'all, thunder is like clapping in the sky right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
What could be going on, my friends? This is nowhere. I'd have known a dog had made those prints. Wait. Why is that one walking like that?
Guys, I'm telling you, this is gonna be mind-boggling, but this is by far the most exciting video I've done. By understanding who am I was able to manifest millions of dollars. And I know that by the title of this, you're like, I mean, what is this video gonna be about? Who are you? Well, let me throw back the question at you over here, you watching this video. Who are you? Well, if I'm the one who answers the question, I would say, well, I guess I'm Nicholas Abitbol, am I not? But just like my mentor Bob Proctor said, Nicholas and Abitbol are just two names. They are just words that we call names, but that's not who I am. Well, so perhaps am I my body? My friend, you are nor your name nor your body. Also, am I the brain perhaps? You are not the brain. You may be aware of the brain, aware of the body, aware of the name, but this is not who you are. Those are all things that you're aware of having in your obtainment. But who is you? Who is that which is aware? Who is the beginning of the all? Who's there? This over here. This is where you are, and that's what we're going to be discovering today. The absolute best way that I can show you who you are is by bringing in a little bit of an illustration and a bit of scripture at the same time. Or to be quite frank, in every single religious books we say the same exact thing. There are always two things that are said about God. God is one, and God made us as per his own image. Well, let's first understand, what does it mean to say that God is one? God is one means that God is in everything, it's everywhere, and it's all. God is all. God is in me, God is in this air, God is between the air and me and that board, God is everywhere. So we must understand that this entire universe over here is made out of one fabric. This is the universe and everything that's within it, and it's all made out of one fabric, which is the fabric of God. There is essentially a bit of that God energy everywhere. Let me draw this up for you. There you go. God's energy is all across the universe. That is why God is one. Now let's understand point number 2. The only way that you can differentiate one human being from another is because we're both essentially in our own little bubble. And that little bubble is called a physical body. I mean, this over here, this little circle that I just drew, this is you. That's exactly how you're born. You're born when we take a little bit of that God substance and we put it into a physical body. So now here's who you are. This is you. You're this little ball, this little body, and you've got God's energy basically all across you. That is why you are made as per God's image. You guys are quite literally similar. Sorry, I mean identical. Now you are not God himself. You're made out of a glance from God. It is not because you come out of your mother that you are now considered a mother. It is not because you're coming out of God that you're considered God. Well, here's our problem living in this little body. It's that we completely forget that there's God's energy within us. And so we basically all fall into the same cycle of being victims of the physical world. And we forget our power of God to manifest that which we want. God has no limits, and we're out of God. That is why us as human beings, we have the power to manifest anything that we want. You are directly connected to the fabric of God. This is who you are. You and God are one. An awareness that is aware of all of those creations, those random things, the awareness of all those things is coming from God. It's that magic formula that gives existence. It's this. So now let's understand, how do we actually take God's goodness and energy in order to manifest a beautiful life? Well, we must understand that the energy of God allows manifestation. It allows growth. It allows evolution. No matter where you put God, God will grow and create evolution out of that which it's in. So if you are sculpting a body which is in pain, God will manifest within pain and bring you more pain. Believe it or not, guys, God doesn't care about what's good or not. All is perception at the end of the day. All is one. So God doesn't know what's good for you or not. It just brings you more of the body, the mold, essentially, what it's in. So your next question is going to be this. Where are you then putting the fabric of God? That's essentially your mold. It's the body. What is going to manifest out of that? That's where self-development comes in. That's where reprogramming the subconscious mind comes in. Because it's all of those tools. It's the subconscious mind, it's this and that allows you to shape a nice little glass, a nice little container, a nice little body. That way when you put God in there, or when you put that piece of you in there, there is growth that comes out of that. If your little container is made out of the mind of a wealthy being, well, once you declare yourself to be in the skin of this wealthy being, you will gain evolution out of this wealthy being. You will get growth out of this wealthy being. You will become more of a wealthy individual.
Wow, my friends, you are a wonderful and fearfully made creature.
Alright guys, due to popular demand, we're diving back into the prison planet. And if you didn't see the previous videos, it's just all about how this Earth, this experience, we are tricked into constantly reincarnating through the tunnel of light so that our negative energy can be harvested. Essentially, everything is designed to be negative. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a researcher, Wayne Bush, and the 10 signs that he believes prove that we're in a prison planet. His first sign is the fact that we are born ignorant. We are born with no knowledge. Where did we come from? Where are we going? Why are we here? We know none of this. And he believes that's incredibly inhumane. Now, many people that believe in reincarnation state that if we remembered all of our previous incarnations, it would be overwhelming the amount of information. We wouldn't be able to live. He postulates that that is completely untrue, that it is necessary information for us, and the fact that we don't have it is a form of like psychological terror. This lack of information leads into point number 2. I have so many videos coming up. We're going to look at Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Islam. We're going to look at other things like psychedelics, remote viewing, and what they say about the prison planet. How do we escape? What does it actually mean? So make sure you follow. We are programmed and conditioned how to think, what to believe, and this starts from a young age. We are not taught to turn inwards, but rather to turn outwards to external resources, people of authority, religion, whatever it may be. This teaches you to not think for yourself, and he believes is part of the programming so that we will constantly come back. Number 3 is the insane amount of pain and suffering that occurs in this world. There's disease, there's famine, there's torture, we're hurting each other, trafficking, genocide, war. We're taught how to get ahead is to take advantage of one another. He also postulates that we're designed with pleasure and pain centers in the body, but the maximum amount of pain is way more than the maximum amount of pleasure that we can experience. Number 4, you can just look at the food chain. How you gain energy is by consuming the energy of a lesser being, right? I mean, you don't have to look anything further than how we farm animals to think, well, could we possibly be farmed? Is Earth a massive farm where our energy is being consumed? His 5th piece of evidence is just the insane amount of deception and secrecy at the top. The global elites give us no information. Nobody knows what's going on. It just adds to the confusion. Number 6 is the fact that our bodies are a literal prison. Our eternal spirit, our consciousness, is crammed into a body that limits where we can go, what we can do. These bodies are bound to Earth by gravity, and we have two options. We can either be homeless, or you can join the system and just play the game. Number 7, sleep. Our energy is constantly running out, as if we've been designed to be these rechargeable batteries. According to him, the fact that we are constantly tired or constantly needing sleep shows that something is consuming our energy beyond us. Number 8, the lack of disclosure or transparency or connection between all the major religions. He believes they've all been designed to trick you. I personally disagree with this. I think there is a lot of connection. You just gotta look for it. Number 9, paranormal accounts.